Hi, my name is Molly McGuire, and today I'm going to show you how you can enjoy working on virtually any type of sewing project you want to without spending a small fortune for sewing patterns online or at a retail store. It might sound crazy, but you'll see for yourself how you can easily start and finish any sewing project you want without paying retail for overpriced sewing patterns. In just a few short minutes, you'll get access to the greatest goldmine of sewing patterns for every type of project imaginable. Just a bit of fair warning, I can only leave this presentation up for a limited time. I had to agree to limit how many people I reveal this resource to, so this may be the only time you're ever able to access this. So stop whatever you're doing right now and pay close attention. If you've worked on any sewing project, you're most likely aware of the time and effort required for it, and it can get frustrating. I'm talking about times when you have to wing it or follow those free sewing patterns you found online. The truth is, most sewing patterns being offered on the internet today are garbage. Here's why. Most of the patterns are not detailed enough. They have missed steps or inaccurate measurements, and the pictures don't match what they're telling you. Their instructions leave out vital information, assuming that you are experienced enough to fill in the blanks. Even worse, many patterns downloaded from the internet assume you're a master sewist or seamstress with years of experience. No wonder sewing can be so hard. The truth is, I have spent lots of time and money downloading sewing patterns off the internet. Most of them just left me with more questions than answers. I decided to change all that. So, to solve the problem, I've spent the last 5 years putting together a resource that is unlike anything you've ever seen before. It is my personal library of over 125 sewing patterns for mostly any project you can imagine. There are tons of sewing patterns and tutorials in this package, years of work, all compiled into one of the greatest sewing pattern databases in the world. Original and proven sewing patterns that I created and used for years to sew together hundreds of dazzling projects easily without fancy skills or expensive sewing equipment. Before I share this collection of patterns with you, let me quickly introduce myself and share with you how it all came to be. When you hear my story, you'll understand why it matters. Like I mentioned, my name is Molly McGuire, and my number one passion is sewing. In fact, I've dedicated my entire life to it. When I was a kid, I used to love watching my grandma work on her sewing machine. She could make anything. She made all of the clothes for the entire family, and it was all amazing. Like high-quality clothing, crafts, and accessories. I wanted to be just like her. But apparently the sewing gene never made it to my own mom, and it definitely didn't make it to me. I learned that lesson the hard way over and over again. The first dress I tried to make came out terrible. One sleeve was at least 4 inches longer than the other. When I tried to make a blouse for my mother, I gave up in total frustration. It was so bad, and then, shortly after my husband and I had our second child, I made a fateful decision that would later change my life. I decided to make all the clothes for our family, just like my grandma had. I would start with a simple jacket for my husband. It couldn't be that hard, right? Well, I ended up buying hundreds of dollars worth of materials, wasted most of it, and ended up with a jacket that functioned more like a torture device. That's when I admitted I wasn't that great at sewing. And if you think I'm being too hard on myself, just talk to anyone in my family who had to endure the pain of wearing one of the garments that I made for them. We all still laugh about it today. Believe it or not, I didn't let my failures stop me. I figured I would just do a search for some sewing patterns online and follow their instructions, but I discovered firsthand that most of the patterns were absolute garbage. They skip over many critical parts. The patterns are confusing, unclear, or even wrong. Worse still, the instructions assumed I was a Jedi Master seamstress with years of experience. After many failed attempts at making clothing for my family, I convinced myself that I didn't have the natural sewing ability and was about to throw in the towel. So I decided to go back to school, literally. For the next 4 years, I enrolled in sewing classes at my local community college, and then in my journey, I met someone that changed my life. Her name is Wendy Reynolds, a master seamstress from Michigan, and she reminded me a lot of my grandma. I enrolled in her sewing class, and she taught me everything from how to correctly thread a needle to properly read and use sewing patterns. She taught me the art of sewing that was passed down in her family for generations. So, between my schooling and hands-on experience, I started getting good, and really good. I finally began making clothes for my husband and children that they could be proud of, and it felt amazing. Now it's been over 5 years since I first met Wendy, and we have just finished creating our massive database of sewing patterns with step-by-step instructions that anyone, regardless of skill level, can effortlessly make beautiful clothes, accessories, and craft for their family and friends. We've written down everything we know, including all the tips and techniques from all our years of experience, to create one of the world's largest sewing resources. And today, I want to share this resource with you. I present to you Sewing Pattern Secrets, one of the largest sewing resources in the world, with over 125 step-by-step sewing patterns, detailed tutorials, and video instructions. You'll get quick access to any project in the database and choose from over 125 clothing, craft, and accessory designs. With these easy-to-make designs, you'll get access to unique ideas, patterns, and instructions to make any type of project you could possibly think of. There are patterns from women's and men's clothing to small crafts, children's clothing, and everything in between. But more importantly, each pattern consists of 5 critical elements that will make any sewing project a piece of cake. A complete material cut list, you get the exact materials and cutting lists for every sewing project. You will be able to buy exact amounts of fabric and materials, which means you'll avoid multiple trips to the store and avoid spending money on the wrong materials or the wrong quantity. Detailed, hold-you-by-your-hand instructions that guide you from start to finish, so you'll never be left guessing on what to do next. 3-dimensional diagrams of each step of the finished project and exploded views so no detail is left out. This makes the most challenging sewing project a walk in the park. High-quality photos and videos. These are important visual elements that walk you through a project step by step. See details of every angle, every stitch and seam. When details are this clear, your sewing project stitches itself together. All the pieces and sections just fold into place. Time and difficulty. By knowing how much time a project will take to complete as well as the difficulty level, you can evaluate if the project is suited to your needs and skill. Once you use one of our 5-element sewing patterns, it will be like having a master seamstress by your side, guiding you through the entire project. And even better, you'll get sewing patterns that cover all levels of skill and competence. Whether you're a complete beginner, an amateur, or a seasoned pro, you'll find so many exciting sewing projects that will suit your skill level. With this many patterns, you'll find a pattern for any project you desire. All our patterns include step-by-step diagrams and easy-to-follow instructions. I've spent years assembling this database of sewing projects and creating all these patterns, all to come up with this incredible collection. Sewing Pattern Secrets is the direct result of years of my work, a personal treasure trove of every kind of sewing pattern you can think of. These patterns are now yours to replicate, and that means having the freedom to make anything you want, allowing you to make any project like a master sewist, quicker and far easier than you've ever dreamed possible. You'll discover the joy and the satisfaction of making something beautiful with your hands for your friends and family, instead of paying for overpriced sewing patterns or retail clothing. And here's the best part. We create new sewing patterns monthly, and you'll get to download them at no cost. That means you'll get free lifetime access to download new sewing patterns every month as they are released. As you've probably noticed by now, Sewing Pattern Secrets is one of the largest comprehensive collections of sewing patterns in the world. This will change the way you experience sewing forever, because with the depth and quality of the sewing patterns, you can make anything you could ever imagine, all while getting it done easily, quickly, and inexpensively. In fact, many customers, despite having limited sewing experience, have sent us stunning photos of their completed projects. And that's amazing, considering the high quality of work that they've done. Sylvia says, "I just want to thank you for making my passion for sewing come back to life. The number of sewing patterns here is simply astounding. It's going to keep me occupied for many years." Marianne says these sewing patterns will set a new standard in the field. "I've bought many sewing patterns in the past, and this collection is clearly the best there is on the market in every aspect." Now, you may believe a package that is so comprehensive would cost a pretty penny, and, in all honesty, it really should. After all, these patterns have helped thousands of sewing enthusiasts just like you make the project they've always wanted, without spending anything more than they should. I'll get to the price in just a few moments. First, I absolutely have to tell you about a unique, one-of-a-kind project that you can make right away. You'll get detailed patterns and instructions on how to make a women's windbreaker vest with shape-flattering side panels and bug-resistant fabric, featuring everything you'll need for a short hike, including a cell phone-sized pocket, removable hood, and mosquito netting option, including side seam pockets. This sewing project is so innovative, it will probably take your breath away. The best part? It costs less to make this vest than you could possibly imagine. Plus, you'll get unique patterns to create small crafts, stuffed animals, and dolls you can make in one day or less. Now, the price of the Sewing Pattern Secrets package with access to over 125 high-quality sewing patterns is valued at $297. And that's quite a value considering most retail sewing patterns today are sold individually for at least $10 each. Yet you're not just receiving the Sewing Pattern Secrets package today. Just for watching this entire presentation, I'd like to give you, free of charge, these value-add bonuses to help you with your sewing projects. First, you'll get our Classics Women's Dress Collection. With this collection, you'll get instant access to 4 of the most popular dress patterns and styles that are the basis for all dressmaking. Many of our customers have used this collection to sew their first project. It's normally valued at $59, yours free today. Second, you'll get instant access to our Buenos Aires travel collection for women. Enjoy traveling while wearing something comfortable and fun with this chic collection of 5 universal-sized dresses and skirts. This will soon be sold separately with a price tag of $79, but today, it's yours absolutely free. Third, you're going to get our Children's Unisex collection. This is one of our most popular collections, which includes detailed patterns for you to easily create impressive projects, like our children's adventure vest, our child's hooded robe with pockets, and our raglan long-sleeve hoodie for your favorite boy or girl. Our unisex children's collection is normally priced at $49, but today you will also be getting it for free. Fourth, you're also getting our men's 4-piece exercise collection. This popular sewing pattern collection for men includes detailed instructions on how to make our trending and stylish drawstring jogging pants with pockets and ribbon cuffs, our exercise long shorts, our exercise Henley shirt, and our short sleeve stretch jersey, all for the gym or just for relaxing around the house. This sewing pattern collection is valued at $59. Yours free when you order today. And finally, you will get unlimited free monthly sewing patterns added to your membership area with no recurring fees or added charges, valued at $39 per month. Now you can see why this Sewing Pattern Secrets package is valued at $297, even without the bonuses. This is a steal, and if you bought the bonuses just by themselves, your total investment today would be well over $200. However, just for watching this presentation today, I have a much better deal coming your way. Just keep watching, as it won't last much longer. Of course, you could choose to just continue on the path you're on right now, and that isn't what I want for you. So let's make this a really easy decision. I know times are tough for a lot of good, hardworking people in our country right now, and the sewing patterns in this package can save people a lot of money, which is why there's absolutely no way I could ask you to pay $297 for Sewing Pattern Secrets, or even just $99, because my conscience simply won't allow it. So, if you act right now, and only if this special website is still up that you are on, which may not be for long, you can get the full Sewing Pattern Secrets package with instant access to our entire database of sewing patterns for all types of projects, plus all the bonuses and everything else for just a small, one-time investment of just $67. To get started, click the Add to Cart button you see below this presentation right now. This button will take you to a secure checkout page, which looks like this. You can enter your basic information. Then on the next page, you'll gain instant access to everything inside Sewing Pattern Secrets. Plus, to make this a no-brainer decision for you, I'm also going to come out of my own pocket and give you a full 30-day love it or leave it triple guarantee. Just try Sewing Pattern Secrets for 30 days. If you don't complete your sewing projects easier and faster than before, or even if you don't like the designs or fonts I use in the patterns, it doesn't matter. I'll gladly refund every penny. No questions asked, no hassles, and no hard feelings. But if you're ready to get started, you really do need to act quickly, because the one stipulation Wendy made me agree to when we created this program was that we have to limit how many people we give it away to. After all, Wendy makes her living using these sewing patterns. We are giving you the entire package. So she asked me to cap the total number of copies I give away to 10,000, and we've currently sold 9,631. And to be honest, it's still up for discussion, but I will honor Wendy's requests if she insists on it. Which means if you come back to this website tomorrow or later this week and you find that this presentation has been taken down, I'm sorry to say there simply won't be anything I can do for you. But why would you wait or put this small investment off anyway? You have absolutely no risk at all. You have a full 30 days to try all the sewing patterns, and you can begin making any project you want within minutes from now. Not just that, if you act now before this presentation ends, I'll toss in this one-of-a-kind super bonus worth over $97. You will get 1 full year of personal email coaching from me. Yes, that's right. Think of it as a private coaching program with a master seamstress. You can contact me anytime. Ask me whatever you want, whenever you want, 24/7 for 1 full year. Listen, I'm here for you every single step of the way, so I'll be there for all the help that you need in your project. In fact, this normally goes for $97, and I was going to sell this as a special add-on to anybody who bought my package. But as a thank you for watching this presentation, I'm giving it to you for free, and that brings your total value to over $600. Yet today, if you act now, it's all yours for just 1 single payment of only $67. Click on the orange button that says Add to Cart to lock in your discounted price now. Here's what more satisfied customers have to say. Jennifer says this is a sewing enthusiast's dream. It was like having a master seamstress standing over my shoulder, guiding me every step of the way. I made my daughter a dress for her first day of school, and the next thing you know, I've got requests from my daughter's friends' parents asking me to make dresses for their daughters too. Sarah says the patterns are super easy to read and understand, unlike several others I looked at online. I can't wait to get started sewing again, and I have some projects picked out to start as soon as I can get the fabric. Karen says, "Hey Molly, I just want to thank you for this excellent resource. It rekindled my passion for sewing and making my own clothes, and I can't thank you enough." The range of projects and the quality of these sewing patterns makes this package a real bargain. Join thousands of hobbyists, beginners, and professionals and start sewing the smarter way. Look below this video right now. Click on the orange button that says Add to Cart to claim your discounted price now. You'll be granted immediate access to everything: the Sewing Pattern Secrets collection and all the bonuses, plus my 1-year personal coaching and advice bonus with a total value of over $600, just for taking immediate action today. Here's what will happen the moment you click the Add to Cart button below this video. First, you'll be taken to our 100% secure checkout page that after you order, you can select the add-ons you prefer to help you get started with your projects even faster. Then simply click on the button that says Complete Your Order. It will look just like this. Finally, you'll get your members-only account details to access all your sewing patterns and bonuses. Plus, I have a few additional gifts too. It's that simple. Okay, that was a lot to cover, and you may be feeling a bit overwhelmed, and that's okay. Basically, this means you have two choices on where you go from here. Choice 1, go with your sewing project alone, and make do with the sewing patterns you can find online. And who knows, you may roll the dice and get your project complete, and if you're lucky, you won't waste more time and money than you should. It's fine if you want to do this, most people do. Then again, most people give up and spend about 4 to 5 times what they should. Or there's choice number 2, the savvy choice. This is the quickest, easiest, and smartest way to make any sewing project you desire. Let me do the work for you. Why start from scratch when I've got the exact step-by-step sewing pattern for almost any sewing project you can think of? And you would be able to make whatever you want without spending days or months looking for the correct sewing pattern. How nice would that feel for a change? Here's my promise to you. Just go through all my sewing patterns and you will be amazed at how quickly you can start and finish any sewing project. In fact, if you're like a lot of other people who have purchased this, you're going to feel like you suddenly have a superpower. The power to sew anything you want. The power to create stunning projects easily. Just imagine what it would be like to have complete freedom to make any sewing project you want and never have to spend a dime on overpriced retail sewing patterns again. You'll feel empowered, full of hope and optimism, and you'll experience the joy and the satisfaction to know with 100% certainty that your project will turn out exactly the way you want it to look. Remember, Sewing Pattern Secrets is the only sewing package that offers a love it or leave it 100% money-back guarantee. Try it first for 30 full days on me. Either you're thrilled with what you see or you pay absolutely nothing. Plus, I never leave you hanging. Either myself or my support team will get back to you quickly with any questions you have. So you'll always feel taken care of. Look below right now. Click on the orange button that says Add to Cart to claim your discounted price now. You'll be granted immediate access to everything. The Sewing Pattern Secrets Sewing Pattern Collection and all the bonuses. Plus a 1-year personal coaching bonus worth $97 just for taking immediate action today. Remember, along with the 125 plus sewing patterns and video tutorials included within Sewing Pattern Secrets, you will also be getting 5 amazing bonuses. The Classics Women's Dress Collection valued at $59. The Buenos Aires Women's Travel Collection valued at $79. The Unisex Children's Collection, valued at $49. The Men's Exercise Collection, valued at $59. And unlimited access to free monthly sewing patterns, with no recurring fees or other charges, valued at $39 per month. And finally, my super bonus, the 1-year private coaching and training program with me, valued at $97. So you'll always have a master seamstress guide you along every step of the way with your project. Just do not put this off 1 second longer. Here's why. First, as you recall, Wendy made me agree to cap the number of copies we sell to 10,000, and we've currently sold 9,631. You just need to realize that I'm going to have to eventually stop accepting orders once we hit the limit. So you must act now before I have to do that. It may be today, tomorrow, or next week. Also, you don't want to feel left out of my free super bonus, the one-on-one private coaching. It won't be available for much longer, at least for free. Only the first comers get access to this bonus and the discounted price. Everyone else will be out of luck, and let's remember, unless you take action now today, you may never take action. You may do what many others do and put it off just for a few more days, which turns into months, then years. So let's make sure you do the only smart thing you can do. Take advantage of this limited time offer while you still can, and experience for yourself what it's like to get your sewing projects done quickly, inexpensively, and with professional results every time. Click the Add to Cart orange rectangular button below, and let's get you started now. Now you're still here. Let me just answer some questions you might have about me and about the Sewing Pattern Secrets package, so you can make an informed decision about whether or not you should get it. This is a very comprehensive package. It is in-depth and it covers almost any kind of sewing project. It will transform the way you look at sewing forever, and it will work whether you're a beginner or an experienced sewist. Many of my customers try to wing it and come back later with a half-finished garment or craft. Now, there are many steps along the way you have to follow. My sewing patterns will show you the right way to do it, so you will complete your sewing projects on time, the first time, every time. So let me just get into the questions. Susan asks, Molly, how do I get access to the sewing patterns? Is it something sent to my house? Great question, Susan. We're in the digital age, and one of the things I'm really excited about is how we deliver this program. So the way it works is you're going to enter your credit card information on the next page. After that, you'll get instant access to the package. You'll be getting your login information for our site. It's kind of a membership site, but don't worry about a monthly membership fee or anything like that. You will pay only once, and that's all you pay. There are no additional charges, no hidden charges, no nothing like that. We just don't work that way. You can access it from your computer, iPad, your mobile phone, anything that's connected to the internet. You can download everything and access it offline. Plus, we'll be updating this package with new sewing patterns every month. I will email you once there are updates so you can return to the members page and download the new sewing patterns. Michelle asks, can I buy sewing patterns separately? I only need a few projects. Thanks for asking this, Michelle. Look, it doesn't make sense to purchase one sewing pattern when I'm offering this deal for my entire package for only $67. I've sold some of my sewing patterns separately for a lot more, but I've bundled everything together due to repeated requests. I also thought it would be convenient for everyone. This offer will not last forever, though. After my launch celebration, I will bring the price back up to $297. Think about it this way. Even if you don't intend to use most of the patterns, this is a great deal any way you look at it. For just one low price of $67, you can keep the rest of my sewing patterns, guides, tutorials, and bonuses forever. It will be handy in the future to have access to this huge collection of sewing patterns. Mia asks, I really want this, but I want to make sure it's safe. How does your guarantee work? Mia, I totally understand that question. It's a question I would have myself if I was in your situation. It can be a little scary just buying things online. I will say right now that thousands of sewing enthusiasts have enrolled in this program already. I use a company called ClickBank, a secure online retailer to deliver our products. They're a very well-known company. They have a great reputation, and I guarantee you that it's safe when you go there. Now, when you actually make your purchase, it's not going to say Molly Maguire on your credit card statement. It's not going to say Sewing Pattern Secrets on your credit card statement either. It's going to say ClickBank on it. It will have the charge for $67 on there, and you'll be completely taken care of and completely safe. Again, I totally understand where you're coming from. But ClickBank has been around, I think, almost as long as Amazon, and they are a similar kind of system in this way. Again, they're basically an online retailer that handles all that stuff, so I can focus on creating more sewing patterns. And the 30-day money-back guarantee is my personal promise to you. If you don't like it for any reason, just drop me an email and I will refund you the full amount within 48 hours or less. There will be no questions, no fine print, no BS. You can keep everything you've downloaded since there's nothing to return. This is how confident I am that you'll love these sewing patterns. So all you have to do to get access is click the button below. You'll be brought to a page to confirm your order. You'll enter your credit card information and you'll be inside the Sewing Pattern Secrets members area within a few minutes from now. You have nothing to lose. You're backed up by my guarantee. You'll be able to download my sewing patterns. Get into it, print out your first project, and start sewing. I can't wait to hear about your success, like the thousands of sewing enthusiasts we've heard from already. Again, this is Molly McGuire. I want to thank you for your time, and I really sincerely hope you will give yourself the opportunity to experience how easy and fun sewing can truly be. Bye!